Most trading communities focus on one thing: finding the next trade. But the bigger picture can be just as important. Earnings can change expectations overnight. A major AI announcement can move an entire sector. One company's results can influence several other stocks before the market even opens. That's why GOAT Alpha Alerts brings together alerts, market levels, breaking news, earnings information, portfolio ideas, and trade recaps in one community. And today, we're going deeper into the companies already being tracked inside the Discord, looking at their latest earnings, what is driving their stocks, and why names like NVIDIA, AMD, Micron, Tesla, Palantir, Oracle, and Applied Digital continue to matter to active traders. The earnings picture. One important thing to understand is that these companies are not all reporting on the same day. Some have just released earnings, while others are building toward their next report. That actually creates a more interesting trading environment because stocks can continue moving long after the earnings announcement. AMD recently reported its quarterly results, while Palantir also released its latest numbers. Oracle's most recent results highlighted strong cloud growth and increasing demand for AI infrastructure. NVIDIA's next major earnings report is already scheduled for later in August. Micron remains closely connected to the AI memory cycle, while Tesla continues to attract traders because of its enormous options activity and company-specific catalysts. So rather than looking at earnings as a single event, traders can use these reports to understand where expectations are heading and which sectors could benefit next. AMD. AMD is one of the most important semiconductor names being followed inside the community. Its business sits directly in the middle of the competition for AI computing power, data centers, and advanced processors. The company recently reported its quarterly results, making the next phase especially important for traders. Does the stock hold its gains? Does volume remain strong? Do analysts raise their expectations? Does strength spread across other semiconductor names? Those questions can create trading opportunities even after the earnings announcement is over. AMD is also closely connected to NVIDIA and Micron through the broader semiconductor ecosystem. When investors become more optimistic about AI spending, several chip stocks can benefit together. But when expectations cool, the same relationship can work in reverse. That's why AMD can be useful for both short-term setups and broader market analysis. Palantir. Palantir is another name already appearing in the community's market and news discussions. The company recently reported earnings, putting the stock in a fresh post-earnings phase. Palantir's appeal comes from its combination of artificial intelligence, data analytics, and government and commercial contracts. For traders, the most important question after earnings is often simple. What does the market do with the information? A company can report strong numbers and still fall if investors expected even more. For PLTR, traders can watch support and resistance levels, volume, options activity, and whether the stock continues its momentum. This fits directly into the type of scenario-based trading approach highlighted inside GOAT Alpha Alerts. Oracle. Oracle brings a completely different part of the technology story into focus. The company's latest fiscal year results showed strong growth in cloud-related business. Oracle reported $19.2 billion in quarterly revenue, up 21% year over year. Cloud revenue increased 47% to $9.9 billion, while cloud infrastructure revenue climbed 93% to $5.8 billion. One of the biggest numbers was Oracle's remaining performance obligations, which reached $638 billion. The Oracle story also shows why GOAT Alpha Alerts includes longer-term portfolio ideas instead of focusing entirely on short-term options trades. A company can be interesting for months or years, not just for the next few hours. NVIDIA. Then we have NVIDIA, one of the biggest names in the entire AI market. NVIDIA recently reported record quarterly revenue of $81.6 billion, representing an 85% increase from the previous year. Data center revenue reached $75.2 billion, showing just how heavily the company's business is connected to AI infrastructure. Its next earnings report is scheduled for August 26th, meaning traders have another major catalyst ahead. But there is no need to wait for the earnings release to watch NVIDIA closely. The stock can move on new AI contracts, semiconductor news, analyst revisions, data center spending, and developments involving major technology companies. Because NVIDIA is such a large part of the technology market, its performance can also influence QQQ and broader investor sentiment. A strong move in NVDA can pull other semiconductor stocks higher, while a sharp decline can put pressure on the entire sector. Micron. Micron adds another important piece to the AI story. While NVIDIA is known for its GPUs and AMD competes across processors and accelerators, Micron is heavily exposed to memory demand. The rise of AI data centers has increased interest in high-performance memory products, particularly as companies build increasingly powerful computing systems. That means investors watching the AI infrastructure boom often keep an eye on MU as well. For active traders, this creates an important relationship. Sometimes, the catalyst isn't coming directly from the company you're trading. It can come from another company in the same ecosystem. Tesla is another major trading name highlighted in the community. Unlike the semiconductor stocks, Tesla's story goes far beyond one industry. Traders watch vehicle deliveries, margins, autonomy developments, artificial intelligence, energy storage, and the company's long-term technology ambitions. Tesla is also one of the most actively traded stocks in the options market, which can create large price swings. For that reason, TSLA fits naturally into an alert-based community. Traders can establish important price levels and prepare for different scenarios instead of assuming the stock will automatically move higher or lower. Applied Digital, or APLD, is a smaller name but an interesting one because of its connection to the rapidly expanding data center industry. The company's story revolves around digital infrastructure and computing capacity, making it another stock that can benefit from growing demand for AI-related infrastructure. But smaller companies can also experience much larger percentage moves than mega-cap technology stocks. SPY and QQQ. Then there are SPY and QQQ. These aren't individual companies, but they are two of the most important instruments for understanding the broader market. SPY represents the S&P 500, giving traders exposure to a wide group of major US companies. QQQ focuses heavily on large technology and growth companies. When technology stocks like NVIDIA, AMD, and Microsoft-related names are strong, QQQ can benefit. When broad market sentiment improves, SPY can respond. That's why the morning briefing inside GOAT Alpha Alerts uses specific bullish and bearish levels. Instead of simply saying the market will go up, traders can prepare for both possibilities. And that's what makes the GOAT Alpha Alerts community different from a basic alerts channel. Members can follow individual stocks, earnings developments, market levels, breaking news, options setups, portfolio ideas, and trade recaps in one place. The names we've covered today are examples of companies and instruments being followed by traders, not guarantees of future performance. Markets can move quickly, especially around earnings and major news, so managing risk is essential. If you want to explore GOAT Alpha Alerts and see how the free and premium sections work, check out the link in the description. You can explore the community, follow the market discussions, and decide whether the structure fits your trading style.